Hi y'all, today we're going to be talking about the second worst pistol in the game, the TX1 Repeater. It's TR's starter pistol and I hate it. I utterly hate it. I think it is easily the worst starter pistol in the game, and I think it's the second worst pistol in the game only to the E150 Recall. I really do think it's that bad. I'm fully expecting to get shit from TR mains for this, but I genuinely think it's one of the worst pistols in the entire game, and there's absolutely no reason to use it. So, you have 845 RPM, which is, cool, a little high, but still cool. But you only hit for 112 damage out to 8 meters. Do you see the problem here? It is a 9-shot kill. And 5 shots if you put them all in the head. It's a 3-round burst, though it doesn't seem to have any kind of burst limiter on it. It seems to be relatively capped to 845. It's fast reload for the mag size, which you will need because you will waste a shitload of ammo with it, and it's not very accurate even if you throw a laser on it. I think it is genuinely horrific. It just does not put out suitable damage fast enough for a panic weapon. And because it's a burst weapon, it's not precise enough to be used as a primary, secondary, if you will. Like if you were going to play, say, Stalker Infiltrator or, run around with like dual Gunslinger Heavy, it just doesn't work because it's not precise. It doesn't kill that fast, even if you're headshotting. And just kind of feels shitty to use. Specifically, this 845 112 damage model is really icky. For comparison, two submachine guns, the Blitz and the Sirius, are 845 at 125, which are a full damage tier higher, and the CQC carbines are 845 at 143. Now, I'm not saying the repeater needs to be bumped all the way up to that. However, I think the repeater would benefit a lot from either having a higher fire rate or having some kind of damage increase. It needs some kind more damage output, really. I'm okay with it not being very precise, but it needs more damage output, because right now it's just suffering to use. Doesn't matter what scope you put on it, since they all stink to aim with anyway. Doesn't matter what you put in the barrel, because it stinks anyway. In the rail, I go with laser. You won't notice the 6-round increase, and losing the equip time is just death in close range. And K-Cap we just don't use because we are morally opposed to it. So, it is currently 19 in the morning. It's 12:19. That's on the west coast, so it's really like 3 a.m. Emerald server time. We are on TR Emerald. We will jump immediately into a biolab fight because that's what's open. And I will proceed to bitch for probably the next 3 or 4 minutes about how terrible this pistol is. So, as I said, I really do not think that this is a good pistol by any means. It is a workable pistol, yeah, but I mean, you just saw me there. I just lost to a Tanto. It's a Tanto. It's a 600 145. It is a 600 145 carbine. And I lost to it. 845 at 112 is simply just not enough. Okay, that was dumb. I can't fault the gun for that. That was dumb. My point is that this gun simply does not have enough damage output to be worth using. And at the same time, on top of not having enough damage output to be worth using over other pistols, namely Pilot is its closest analog, which is also a 3-round burst pistol, except actually good, it's not putting out enough damage in close range to be accurately used as a panic secondary because it's 9 shots to the body. It's hard to aim because the burst mechanic is not fun to use and it blooms like hell. And it just doesn't put out enough damage. You can't use it as a primary pistol. I'm trying to use it as a primary pistol here for the sake of showing you what the gun is like. It doesn't work as a primary pistol. I'm just going to say outright, it does not work in a primary pistol. Any role you could put this thing in, it is solely to be used as a backup pistol. And guess what? It's not very good at it. As you can see, you can't pick targets at range. If it was just a single shot, at least if it was select fire, you might be able to make it work a bit more, but it feels like it's a pistol that's limited to about 5 meters of engagement range, and as soon as you get out of that, it sucks. And guess what? You can't force every single engagement in this game to happen at 5 meters. You have to chain headshots to be like competitive in any sense with this pistol. Or you have to make sure that the other guy's just simply not even paying attention to you. Because if that doesn't happen, guess what? You're screwed. And that's why I think this pistol really sucks. There's no utility. U150 is bad. Like, the U150 I do think is a worse pistol. The Recall is worse. But at the very least, the Recall can be somewhat used outside of 5 meters. Yes, the Recall is way worse damage output and is just totally useless. But at least a Recall you can kind of tick people at like, I don't know, 10, 20 meters, 30 meters if you really have to. With the Repeater, if they're not within 10 meters of you, and not paying attention, you're just not winning. Like, it is a sad amount of time that this gun takes to actually get kills. And, yeah, if you have to aim down sights, you can forget about it. It's really shitty. It's really, really shitty. I don't really have any other words. I'll give it one more life to try and get a fairly good thing. But, genuinely, from the bottom of my heart, I think the repeater is probably the second worst pistol in the game. Because, like, I didn't miss aim, I hit him in the head a couple times, but I just don't have enough damage output. Like, that's the problem. You just don't have enough damage output to win engagements if you're panicking, or if you're trying to primary the thing, because it's mandatory 3-round burst and has terrible accuracy values. You can't use it as a primary pistol either. It's just shit. It's just shit. I really genuinely think it's the worst pistol in the game. Well, not as worse as a recall, but you get my point. I think it's really, really bad. I fully expect TR mains to be coping and seething about this in the comments, but I genuinely think this is a horrifying pistol. And, like, as soon as you can, you should replace this thing with a pilot if you like the burst gimmick, or an underboss if you want to have a good pistol. If you're going to stick TR, you're better off running the Emperor, which is dirt cheap and a super quick replace, or the Inquisitor. There's no reason to use the repeater. It is genuinely awful. So, thank you all, and I sure hope you like this gun more than I do, because, oh my god, I think it's genuinely awful. Please don't use the repeater. Get rid of it. It's terrible. And seethe and cope, TR players.